Hi everyone, this is the first video for lesson 2, and this is going to be mostly about function notation and evaluating functions, but this first video is going to be about explicit equations and implicit equations. So an explicit equation is an equation solved for a specific variable. So for example, we could have y equals 2x plus 7. It's an equation solved for a specific variable, or you could say like one of the variables is despejado. All right, another example could be x equals cubed root of y minus 4. In this case, our equation is solved for x. We have a variable by itself on one side of the equation. Another example could be y equals x squared minus 7x plus 1. In this case, we have solved, or despejado, we have our x despejado. An implicit equation, on the other hand, is an equation that is not solved for a variable. So we just don't have one variable despejado on one side of the equation. So an example could be x squared plus y squared equals 12. For example, x and y are on the same side of the equation. We don't have one by itself on one side. Another example, y squared plus 4x equals 9. Again, we don't have the equation solved for one specific variable. Another example could be xy minus 3 equals 15. We have our x and our y together on one side of the equation. We don't have any one specific variable despejado. So that's the difference between explicit and implicit equations. Now let's put this into practice. On the examples here, it says write each equation is explicitly in terms of x. Then indicate whether the equation is a function. Now doing this, by writing each equation explicitly, we're going to be able to tell easier if our equation is a function or if it's not a function. So when it says to write each equation explicitly in terms of x, what we're talking about is solve for y. Okay? So if you have y on one side of the equation, then the rest of the equation is written in terms of x. All right, let's look at number 1. So basically what we want to do on these is we want to despejar the y. So the first thing I'm going to do, on this one, I'm going to move the x to the other side. I'm going to go minus x. So I'm going to have minus 4y equals minus x plus 20. And then I'm going to despejar my y. I'm going to divide by negative 4. And I have to divide everything in the equation by negative 4. So I'm going to have y equals negative divided by positive. Negative divided by negative is a positive. 1/4 x. 20 divided by negative 4 is minus 5. All right, so here is my equation written explicitly in terms of x. And again, that means I'm solving for y. Now I have to decide if this equation is a function or not. Well, I'm going to look at this and I'm going to think to myself. I can think in two different ways. The first way is I can think to myself, if I put in any x, if I substitute any x into this equation, will I get a distinct y every time? And in this case, that's true. If whatever I put in for x, I'm going to get a distinct y. Also, you can think of this is a linear. We should be able to look at this and notice that this is a linear equation. That means the graph is going to be some kind of straight line. And if you think about the vertical line test, any linear function passes the vertical line test. So, yes, this equation is a function. Let's look at number 2. Number 2, again, I want to write in terms of x, so I'm going to display harm my y. So I'm going to move, let's see, I want to get y by itself, so I'm going to move over here. I'm going to do minus x squared. So I'm going to have y squared equals minus x squared plus 25. Now I don't want y squared, I just want y. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides so that the square root and the square cancel. And then I'm left with y equals, remember, every time you take the square root, there's a plus and a minus option. The plus or minus the square root of negative x squared plus 25. Right? Remember, every time you take the square root, there's a plus or minus option. Because, for example, if I have x squared equals 25, and I take the square root, x could be positive 5 or negative 5, because positive 5 times positive 5 is 25, and negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. So every time take the square root, you have to do a plus and minus option. All right, so let's think about this one. This one, whatever I substitute for x, I'm going to get 2 different possibilities for y, a positive version and a negative version. And that does not match the definition of a function, right? For a function, for every x value, there's exactly one y value, or for every input, there's exactly one output. So this one is not a function. All right, let's look at number 3. Number 3, again, we want to display our y. So I'm going to go step by step. First thing I'm going to do is move my x. It's a minus x, so I'm going to move it as plus x. So I'm going to have y plus 1 squared equals x plus 3. Now I'm trying to get to just my y, so I need to take out the square. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides. Square and square root cancel. So I'm going to have y plus 1 equals square root of x plus 3. Remember, there's always, when you take the square root, a positive and a negative option. And then finally, I need to move my 1 to the other side as a minus 1. So I'm going to have y equals plus or minus the square root of x plus 3 minus 1. Okay, so now I got to think, is this a function? Is this not a function? Well, again, I have a plus minus. So for any substitution I do for x, I'm going to get 2 possible values for y. So, nope, this is not a function. Let's look at number 4. All right, I'm going to display my y. First thing I need to do is move the x to the other side. I have a positive 1/2 x. So when I move it to the other side, it's going to be a minus 1/2 x. So I'm going to have negative cubed root of y equal to minus 1/2 x plus 7. All right. Now I want to get rid of this negative next. So I'm just going to divide by negative 1. So I'm going to divide everything by negative 1. Basically, I'm just changing the signs of everything. So I'm going to have cubed root of y equals negative 1/2 divided by negative 1 is positive 1/2. 7 divided by negative 1 is minus 7. All right, now I need to get rid of the cubed root. Opposite of cubed root is cubing. So I'm going to cube everything. The cubed root and the cubed cancel, so I'm left with y. Y equals 1/2 x minus 7 cubed. All right, now I have to decide, is this a function? Well, for every x I put into the equation, will I get a distinct y? Yes, I will. There's no plus or minus option. And also, if you think about this, what is this going to look like? This is a polynomial, right? We studied those last year. The degree is 3. So this is going to look something like this. And if I do the vertical line test on this, I'm only going to touch my graph one time. So yes, this one is a function. All right, I think that's enough. We don't really need to do 5 and 6. I think you guys probably get the idea. So that will be it for this video.